Hello YouTubes, this is the Sucky Gamer here with my very first YouTube tutorial ever. On my stream, which I've been doing for a few months, people often ask me, how do you use and what do those crazy contraptions do on your stream? Well, I am going to answer that through a series of YouTube tutorials for Minecraft, because this is much easier than answering every single person who asks me. So on my stream, I do use the Tekkit suite of mods. So these tutorials will be involving Tekkit and the various mods within them. So I will obviously tell you which mods are being used at any given time. And so if you're just using one of the mods, or maybe one or two of the mods, then hopefully this will help you out just the same. The very first thing I am going to teach you for my grand entrance into the YouTube stage is how to create an efficient EMC generation with equivalent exchange and redpower 2. The first part of this tutorial will explain a little bit about what equivalent exchange is and how to create the equivalent exchange flowers, and then how to properly harvest them efficiently using redpower pneumatic tubes. So let's go ahead and get started today. What we have here are a lot of diamonds. If you've never seen equivalent exchange or know what is involved with it, you might be thinking, holy monkeys, that's a lot of diamonds. Well, it really isn't. Let me begin by just telling you a little bit about what equivalent exchange is. Basically, equivalent exchange is taking one item and then turning it into another item. So let's go ahead and go in here. Let's put a cobblestone in my transmutation table. This is how you change items to other items. So if we put a transmutation table in here, or I'm sorry, if we put a cobblestone in here, we notice that a cobblestone is worth, if it will stop bugging out, and it won't. There we go. Now it says 0. Alright, I do these tutorials live and on a multiplayer server because I know most of y'all are interested in doing multiplayer stuff. So that was just one of the many glitches we'll probably run into being on a multiplayer environment. And then you can better defend yourselves in the future should they happen to you. So let's start over and let's take one cobblestone and put it into my transmutation tablet. We notice that a cobblestone is worth 1 EMC. EMC is basically what an item is worth, dollars if you will, in real life. Now if we notice over here, glass, cobblestone obviously, dirt, sand, and marble from redpower are all worth 1 EMC. So I can take one cobblestone and turn it into 1 sand. Easy enough. I can take 1 diamond, which is worth 8,000 EMC, and turn it into 8,192 cobblestone. Fantastic. Now what we have here is a relay being charged with diamonds. And what Klein stars are their gigantic batteries filled with EMC. So we can take this Klein star Omega that I have, which is the highest Klein star in the game and will take you a long time to get. We will put this in here, and it is worth 51 million EMC. So all of these diamonds you see going in here, all of them worth 8,000 EMC, were used to charge my Klein star, burnt into pure energy, and put in the Klein star for 51 million energy. That's a lot of diamonds. 51 million divided by 8,000 is how many diamonds I have stored in my Klein star Omega. But that's the basic gist of how to of what equivalent exchange is. Taking one item and turning it in to another item of equal or lesser value. Obviously, you can't turn an item into an item of greater value because that's just crazy talk. So let's go ahead and go to the tutorial area. In the tutorial area, we have a blank room. And I will explain what each piece of equivalent exchange does. So let's go ahead and start. I'm going to build this from the bottom up, a very efficient equivalent exchange flower. So let's go ahead and start. Let me lay some groundwork here, and I'll explain what's going on in due time. Okay, so we have 4 collectors in the ground and 4 relays above the collectors. Now, a collector basically takes light and turns it into energy. If we put a collector out here by its lonesome, we will notice it is collecting energy. EMC, if you will. So it's already collecting EMC on its own just from the ambient light from this room. We'll go ahead and destroy that. Now, if we notice on this one, it's not creating any energy. That's because it is transferring energy into the relays on either side of it. So the collector is producing the energy still, but the relays are actually sucking it out. Why do you want to do this? Because you can actually collect a lot of energy. Remember, I put 4 collectors. I put 1 collector under each of these relays. So now we have a ton of collectors here. These collectors are going into the relay, and they're generating a lot of EMC. We put some on the top, and they're generating even more EMC. So we have collectors all over the relays, as much as we can on every side except one, because we are going to put a special item down here called an energy condenser. What is an energy condenser, you might ask yourself? Well, it's very simple. An energy condenser takes the item that you place in the crosshairs and creates it using all of those energy. So we see that it is gathering the energy right now. Basically what is happening is the collectors are collecting EMC from the ambient light around it, putting it into the relays, and the relays are taking all of those collectors and throwing them into the condenser. So we are technically creating diamonds out of thin air, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. But this is going pretty slow. If these are gathering EMC from ambient light, why don't we use glowstone to create the most ambient light in the game? Because glowstone harnesses the power of the sun. Now we can see that it is going much, much more quickly. A relay setup like this, a flower setup like this, will generate 1 diamond approximately every 32 seconds. So you will get about 2 diamonds every single minute. Fantastic. Great. And there are 2 ways to do this. If you're only working with equivalent exchange and you want to access these condensers easily, you will want to put the extra relay on the bottom here. Let's go down here. You'll want to put the extra relay on the bottom, right there. And that will suck in energy from the 4 condensers. But we don't want to do that today. We want to put, because we're using redpower 2 for pneumatic tubes, we're going to put the relay on the top, another condenser here, and then a relay, a collector, and then a glowstone block on the top. This is actually a much more efficient arrangement because you can put a glowstone on top of the relay to create, on top of the collector to create even more energy buildup than if you were to put, say, a relay on the bottom and then another collector, because you won't be able to put much ambient light on top of this collector because the relay's taking up the top. So I like to do things on the top because that's just a more efficient way to get things done. So now we have built a diamond maker. If you only have equivalent exchange, this ends the tutorial for you. This is the most efficient way to make diamonds out of thin air. If you are running redpower 2 or the Tekkit suite of mods as well, then we can use these pneumatic tubes to create a very efficient system. So let's go ahead and take these pneumatic tubes and create a nice little path. Oops. Oops. No, I've trapped myself. Alright. So we're using these pneumatic tubes. We're going to bring them out here. And we are going to put a retriever on the other side. we're going to use a screwdriver to turn the retriever to where the yellow faces the condenser. So what does a retriever do, you might be wondering? Retrievers are part of redpower 2, and basically what they'll do is they will suck anything in the chest that is on the yellow side and push it through to the front side. So this relay will this retriever will actually retrieve the diamonds that are being made and push them out. Now you'll see that the pipes here are connected to these energy collectors. This is not a problem. The magic of relays, and why I like pneumatic tubes much better than Buildcraft tubes for this purpose, is because the retriever actually sucks them in directly. They will never go on a different path. The relay will suck them in and send them out. Great stuff. Fantastic stuff. So let's put a relay on the other side. A relay Mark III. Now you may be asking yourself, wow, that's creating diamonds really fast from earlier. And it is. Like I said, I am at the end of this mod. I am at the end game here, and I'm using the most advanced relays and collectors that I have available to me. You'll notice that there are 3 different types of collectors. There's a collector, a Mark II, and a Mark III. This is all Mark III stuff. These are absolutely the fastest collectors and relays in the game, and they're wonderful. But they take you a long, long time to get. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and connect my bluetricity power to this retriever. The retriever is now charging up because you do need power for the retriever. And what we're going to do to finish this off, to cap it up, we're going to put a redstone timer down. And we're going to connect it with some red alloy wire. You can use redstone or red alloy wire. I prefer red alloy wire just because it looks better than redstone. And as we can see here, incoming diamonds. The retriever retrieves the diamonds and tosses them into the relay. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And what I like about pneumatic tubes as well over Buildcraft tubes is that pneumatic tubes will actually never overflow. When this relay gets full, the retriever will actually stop retrieving diamonds. In Buildcraft, those diamonds would just spill all over the floor, and you would have diamonds everywhere, causing lag. We don't want that. So the pneumatic tubes actually stop retrieving the diamonds when the relay is full. And all you need to do to charge your stuff is toss a Klein star right there. And look at it charge. Now it's full. And that, my friends, is the most efficient way to create EMC. Now you may be wondering, I will answer one more thing. Where are these cables going? This is bluetricity. Let me go all the way up to the top of my place. It's going to be quite a long journey, but bluetricity is basically the energy production for redpower 2. If we go up to the top of my house, my facility, we can actually see that there are bluetricity solar panels right here connected to a bluetricity bat box. Now the bluetricity bat box is actually different, and the solar panels are actually different than industrial craft. If I type bat for bat box, you'll see there's 2 battery boxes. There's a bluetricity bat box, and there is an industrial craft bat box. 2 different bat boxes, and you can see that with the solar panels as well. 2 different solar panels. The flatter solar panel is for bluetricity, and the regular solar panel is for industrial craft. So now that I've shown you how the most efficient way to create EMC and how to pull it out with pneumatic tubes, let's see it all in progress. Now we'll go back in here and we can see this happening. So the diamonds are actually being pushed back right now because, and they're being stored in the sorter in an invisible container because these are all full. They are all full. The retriever will not try to send the diamonds. This is an excellent example. I'm so glad this happened. The retriever will not try to send the diamonds because these are full. So it sent them back. It's not pulling any more diamonds from the collectors, and it's storing excess diamonds in the sorter. So let's say I go ahead and burn through some diamonds here. Boom, burned. the diamonds moved up, and diamonds are coming back. The retriever's sending them down. So the retriever will send them down and send them back whenever it gets full again. Fantastic stuff. And these are very easy to connect. We'll go down into the ground here. You see that I have many pneumatic tubes everywhere. And you'll see the biggest difference from Buildcraft tubes is that they are all connected. But they are all going the same direction because the retriever automatically tells the diamonds the most efficient path to get there. So the diamonds will never take a wrong turn. They will never go the wrong direction. The retriever is a magical device and will always pull them and tell them to go in the most efficient direction. And that, my friends, concludes my tutorial on how to create an absolutely fantastic EMC generation. If you have any questions, toss them into the comments below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. If you want to see me play on my server live, I am always streaming on the Sucky server. Simply check out my live stream at twitch.tv/Talutha. Also follow me on Twitter. Info is down below. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to make EMC out of thin air. The Sucky Gamer signing out. Stay sucky, gamers.